Hi again, just me. So, after letting my last video out into the world, quite a few people gave me some really positive feedback, which was really nice. So thank you to everyone that watched and responded. Got some advice on smudging, which, I'm going to take into my next session, which will be quite interesting. So hopefully we can talk about that again at some point in the future. I'm not smudging today. I'm actually burning a little bit of Palo Santo, which smells absolutely beautiful, and it's really great for getting rid of negative energy and basically making it smell really nice as well. So it's quite nice. So today I don't want to talk about anything too specific. What I'd like to do is explain to you lovely lot basically why I've got into all this sort of thing, because everyone's like, she's a bit witchy. So I'd like to explain where that comes from. It's my journey, it's not anybody else's. I'm not suggesting that anyone else should, believe what I believe, but I thought it'd be nice for me to talk about it and see if anybody has anything that resonates with what I'm saying. So basically, starting at the beginning, I was raised as a Christian. My dad is Catholic, so yeah, I never went to church on a Sunday, didn't do all that sort of thing, but I heavily believed in God and the things that God represented. The fact that if you were a good person, you would get to go to heaven and things like that. So, and I spent most of my life going through that, and it helped me an awful lot through very difficult situations within my life. I.e. divorce, death of loved ones, it's a comfort. And I understand that, and I appreciate that there are people out there, a lot of people, that believe in that sort of thing, and great, it's good, because I do think it's nice that people have something positive to focus on within their life. Myself, I'm 42 now. A few years ago, I started to question things that I believed in, my purpose in life, and I think that's a massive thing for absolutely every human being that walks the face of the earth. We all want to have a purpose. We all want to know what our purpose is, be it, for my case, a lot of the time it was being a mother. That was a great purpose for me. I had a goal, I had a focus, something I was putting out into the world that was a positive thing, that felt good, and gave me a drive. A lot of people, it's work. We all have to work, we all have to make an income, but we want it to be something that makes us feel complete, that makes us feel like we're worthwhile, and everyone wants that. So in that and finding a purpose, I started to look at different things, sort of not God. It wasn't God. I didn't necessarily believe that there was this one being that had control over absolutely everything and everything I did. So I started to read things, I started to look at stuff on the internet, talking to people, even just people I met through work, on nights out. It was quite nice to get different people's opinions, what they did, how they got through their life, what gave them support. And I did start to look a couple of years ago when I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia at more natural things that would help me through my life. If anyone with a condition out there that suffers with pain and anything in that sort, you're sort of bombarded when you go to the doctors with medication, and it makes you feel better. It numbs things. But I started to think, do you know what? I don't want to live like that forever. Because this is something that isn't going to go away. I've got it till the day I die. And I have to live with it. I have to get on with being me, feeling complete, having that purpose. But I didn't want to do it on tons and tons of drugs. Unfortunately, I still am on quite a lot of medication. But through searching and talking to people, I found a couple more sort of herbal remedies, more holistic things I can use. Essential oils are absolutely fabulous. I know that a lot of people have had success with CBD oil, and all sorts of different avenues, which I'm not going to go into too much today. But in doing that, I also found that I wanted to be more connected to the earth. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but that's the only sort of way I can put it into words. It's feeling connected to the ground that I'm walking on. You know, I've got to this point in my life, I'm middle-aged, probably a slight midlife crisis, I don't know. But, you know, we all feel it. We all want to sort of, you know, get that sense of, again, purpose. So following on from that, I started to look into sort of witchcraft as you look at it, you know, because looking at sort of herbs and scents and things that you can burn to make energies good in your home, because there is science behind it. You know, sage has been scientifically proven that, you know, it gets rid of sort of bacteria and stuff like that. So it is really good, especially at this time when there's lots of nasty things going around. It's winter, you know, there's all sorts of bugs and stuff. So it's nice to sort of get rid of anything like that that's in the home. So with the smudging, that's where that came in. It was great. And it made me feel clean. It made my home feel clean. Made me feel relaxed and calm, which was really good. And I'm sort of waffling now, so I'm sorry. But yeah, so looking into the witchcraft side, you know, growing up as a little girl, I don't know about you, but we're all sort of taken in by the world of magic, you know, as what we perceive and what society has let us think magic is. You know, we watch Harry Potter films. One of my favourite films in the whole planet is Practical Magic. I love it. But I'm also acutely aware that I can't cast spells. You know, nobody can, I don't believe. You know, we can't suddenly put a load of stuff in a cauldron and go, yeah, you're going to love her, or, you know, this wart's going to drop off your face just by me doing a little thing. Yeah. So for me, the word witch doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean spells. For me, the word witch means being at one with what we're using around us. You know, because the earth has given us some amazing things. Nature is just so wonderful. And the more I look into it, the more fascinating it is. You know, that we don't necessarily need to pop paracetamols every time we have a headache. You know, you can use other things. You know, we've all done it. There's all these little tales that we get told and we use and they work. You know, you get a sty on your eye, you're meant to take your wedding ring off and rub it on it and it goes. And I know that's worked for me. I did it. It worked. You get a sore throat, you gargle with salt. Things like that. You suffer with hay fever, take a spoon of your local honey every day. You sprain your ankle, put some ice on it. These are all things that nature has given us. They're there. We're not made them. They are there. They are given to us to use. And everything has a purpose, as well as us. You know, all the things around us are things that we can use. And I'm finding it really interesting, sort of figuring out what sort of things stuff can do for us. Plants, you know, sort of stones and crystals. I'm really interested in that. I'm finding it very difficult though, because a lot of websites you go on or YouTube videos you watch, they sort of tell you different things for what crystals are for. You know, we all know that rose quartz is associated with love and that sort of thing. But they also have other things that they can do. And again, science plays a big part in crystals from what I've read. You know, there's a lot of evidence to show that these crystals have energy and they are actually felt. So it is quite interesting, and I'd love you lot to sort of, you know, take from this a little bit of something where you go onto Google and you Google something that might interest you, or something that you're looking for within your life that will help sort of soothe you in a way. Because, you know, it's nice, we all want to feel calm. The world's gone really crazy in the last year or so. I know for me, my life's been turned upside down. I'm searching a lot for where I want to go after, if this all ends, after it all ends. You know, life's going to be very different. It's never going to be the same again. I think we've all accepted that. I think we all know that that's what's going to be the future. So it's adjusting to a different world. And this is my way of doing it. You know, we all have different paths, I believe. You know, I don't believe in karma. I don't believe that, you know, what goes around comes around. If you're a good person, only good things will happen, and vice versa. If you're bad, you know, you've done something bad to someone, bad things will come back on you. I don't believe that, because every day you hear of awful, tragic things happening to really good people that don't deserve that. No one asks for these things to happen to them. No one goes out and goes, do you know what, I'm going to be an absolute bitch, you know, and then something awful happens. They get a terminal illness. You know, it's just ridiculous. If you believe in karma, that's great. If it helps you, that's fine. But for me, I just find it a little bit crazy. I do think that we all have our lives set out for us. There are certain things that will definitely happen within our lifetime. It's just how we react, whether it sends us on that path or that path. It's how we are as people. You know, it is nice to think that things that we do will have an effect, and that is something I do believe in. I do believe that if you send good energies out into the universe, you know, they will spread. They will not necessarily come back on you, but they will influence the people that you care about, the people that you love, the people that you interact with, because you're giving out good energies. And the same if you give out bad ones. I do think that has a thing, you know, it unbalances everything. So yeah, that's just kind of how I feel. I'm on this really long journey and there's lots to learn. I don't like labels as such. So the whole witch thing, you know, it's nice, it's quirky. I want to wear a black pointy hat and look like McGonagall. It's great. And it's all a bit of fun, but that's not exactly how I see myself. And I've watched YouTube videos on people explaining, you know, their journeys and how they sort of, you know, decided which witch they were going to be. You know, you could be a green witch, you could be an ice witch, you could be whatever, a witch. And I don't want to do that. There are different things that interest me. You know, I want to learn about tarot cards. It's quite interesting. Not necessarily that I believe in it, but it'd be nice to sort of explore that kind of avenue. I love herbs and scents and incense and just burning stuff, because I do believe the things that you smell have a great influence on how you feel. You know, perfumes that we buy, it's just things like that. Everyone knows these sort of senses that we have an influence on how we feel. And how we feel has an influence on those around us. So it's really important, I think, for everybody to sort of focus on, especially at the moment, you know, feeling good, feeling content, not nervous, not scared, because, you know, we've all felt it over the last few months. Everyone's got a different story to tell on how things have affected them, whether you've had to work through lockdowns, and come face to face with COVID itself, be it yourself or a loved one. You know, people that have lost loved ones through this time, not through COVID, but just natural, unfortunate course of life. And they've still had to deal with things like that. And I know a lot of people that have had great traumas over the last 12 months. And I just think it's nice if we can all sort of centre ourselves a little bit, ground ourselves a little bit, and maybe help those people that have, you know, just found it a lot harder than I have. So yeah, it'd be really nice if, you know, you lot could ask any questions you want to ask, or give some advice you want to ask to me on this journey, because a lot of people that I know have got different opinions, which is great. I love it. I love debating these sort of things. So you can either do it through my Instagram chat or private chat. I don't mind. This is going on YouTube. So if you want to talk to me that way, that's great. I'm going to do quite a few little videos like this, just me chatting crap. So if you want to watch, that's fine. If you don't, I ain't bothered either. Unfortunately, I'm furloughed at the moment, so I'm sat at home talking to my dog 24/7. So yeah, it's just nice to have a little chat to you guys, and maybe learn something new, and give something out there, because I am all about sort of spreading the love. You know, perhaps should have been a hippie, not a witch, I don't know. A gypsy, not sure. something in my genes, I guess. But I do feel a need to bring joy to others, and this is part of it for me at the moment. So it'd be nice to get some positive feedback again. That would be lovely. Thank you very much. And I just hope you all have a nice week. Burn some sage, might help. Yeah? So, yet again, love to all and blessed be.